Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
New York Times World News. November 3, 1900 America, New York. Weapons tracing study implicates Russia in Ukraine conflict. One of the most comprehensive studies to date of weaponry in the war in Ukraine shows a panoply of Russian-supplied arms that has helped fuel the war. Members of the pro-Russian Vostok Battalion practicing in Donetsk in 2014.
November 3, 1858 America, New York. A jury has been selected for the trial of the men accused of murder in Ahmaud Arbery's death. Only one juror is black. After a long and contentious jury selection process in a coastal Georgia county in preparation for the trial for Ahmaud Arbery's killing, a panel of 12 people has been chosen. November 3, 1853 America, New York. Government suspends training at sea program after college student says she and others were raped. The federal government's Academy for Merchant Mariners is halting a key training program that sends students thousands of miles away from campus on commercial ships after a 19-year-old student was allegedly raped at sea.
Mirror World News. November 3, 1853 America, New York. Cleo Smith kidnapping suspect, attacked in custody within hours of arrest. The 36-year-old was arrested in a dramatic nighttime raid more than 60 miles from the area where Cleo Smith was snatched in Western Australia.
November 3, 1840 America, New York. Chinese tennis star accuses former top Communist Party leader of sexual assault, triggering blanket censorship. A Chinese tennis star's explosive #MeToo allegation against a former state leader has been muffled by blanket censorship, with authorities racing to wipe out any mention of a politically sensitive scandal that has reverberated across the Chinese internet.
New York Times World News. November 3, 1829 America, New York. 18 countries to phase out coal, according to leaked document. The countries, banks and other organizations that make up a new coalition will commit to ending all investment in new coal power generation domestically and internationally. A coal mine in Bogatynia, Poland.
November 3, 1829 America, New York. Ford is first major U.S. automaker to mandate vaccines. Ford will mandate vaccines for its 32,000 U.S. salaried employees, a spokesperson for the company said Wednesday.
New York Times World News. November 3, 1827 America, New York. With scant vaccine supplies, the WHO presses Latin America and the Caribbean to hold off on boosters. Sufficient shipments of vaccines have been slow to reach many countries in the region and economic inequalities are complicating matters. A woman receiving a dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine in Managua, Nicaragua, in September.
World CBS News, com. November 3, 1819 America, New York. Pentagon probe found no negligence in botched Kabul airstrike that killed 10 civilians. Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee Adam Schiff in a statement said he is unconvinced the summary of the investigation provides for real accountability.
RT World News. November 3, 1811 America, New York. Watch New Zealand government enlist gangs to preach COVID-19 vaccination. Leaders of New Zealand's underworld have teamed up with the government to urge their followers to get vaccinated against COVID-19, in the latest bid to reach out to communities on the margins of society. New York Times World News. November 3, 1807 America, New York. Mayor Eric Garcetti of Los Angeles tests positive for the virus. Mr. Garcetti's office said the mayor, who is in Scotland for a conference on climate change, was feeling good and had been fully vaccinated. Mayor Eric Garcetti of Los Angeles in May.
November 3, 1804 America, New York. CDC updates warning for aromatherapy spray linked to rare disease. Federal agencies widened recalls and warnings to doctors Wednesday about aromatherapy sprays that have been linked to fatal cases of a rare tropical disease.
PowerPost. November 3, 1804 America, New York. Congressional Democrats say passing their agenda is the only path forward. History says that might not matter for 2022. If they follow recent patterns after a big loss, Democrats will pass this massive agenda soon, and it will have little to no impact on their political standing in next year's midterm elections.
New York Times World News. November 3, 1749 America, New York. Scotland's Nicola Sturgeon. We're running out of time. The leader of the nation hosting COP26 said she hoped that a century from now, people will look back and describe Glasgow as the place which really took the correct fork in the road for our planet. Nicola Sturgeon, leader of the Scottish government, at the opening of the New York Times Climate Hub on Wednesday in Glasgow.
November 3, 1744 America, New York. Analysis. Voters made a hard turn back to kitchen table issues. In Tuesday's elections, Republican candidates surged in blue states, cities rejected major police reform, and suburban voters showed their independence. The major takeaways? This is a more moderate and centrist country than activists on either the right or left let on, and Donald Trump fever may be breaking. November 3, 1740 America, New York. Opinion. What Josh Hawley gets right, and so very wrong, about being a man. American men are struggling. Compared to the past, more young men are skipping college and university, not working and still living at home. Teenage boys and middle-aged men, especially white men, are committing suicide at higher rates. November 3, 1737 America, New York. This sun isn't normal. Extreme UV radiation is broiling Bolivia's highlands. Bolivia's highlands city of La Paz has been hit by an unusual heatwave, with levels of ultraviolet UV radiation soaring off the charts, exacerbated by unusually low levels of cloud cover, some experts linked to climate change.
New York Times World News. November 3, 1725 America, New York. Your Thursday briefing. Election losses leave U.S. Democrats reeling. The Republican candidate for governor in Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, after winning the race.
November 3, 1713 America, New York. See Biden's reaction to election results. President Joe Biden reacted to a disappointing night at the polls for Democrats by urging lawmakers to pass his spending and infrastructure bills, saying, "People want us to get things done." November 3, 1713 America, New York. When can kids under 5 get vaccinated against COVID-19? What parents should know. Now that the United States has started rolling out child doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech coronavirus vaccine for children ages 5 to 11, many parents are wondering when shots could be available for even younger kids. November 3, 1710 America, New York. Families could be denied death benefits if their unvaccinated loved one dies. These days, workers who refuse to get vaccinated against COVID-19 may face financial repercussions, from higher health insurance premiums to loss of their jobs.